Hey guys, Paul here with the Spirits channel. I just wanted to grab my phone and come out on the back porch and do a quick intro to the video session I'm about to do. I wanted to do a quick session today using the Hope Spirit Box app and really ask about something that I feel is important right now. And if you want to, just as a side note here, if you want to fast forward past this intro and just get into the reading, that's fine. Maybe about 5 minutes in or so. But I would encourage everyone to listen and not skip the intro, because this is an important session and this is an important topic. You know, there's a lot going on in the world right now. And kind of on the grassroots home front, there seems to be a lot of paranormal investigators and ITC researchers who are getting very disturbing messages during their sessions. Some claiming not necessarily being attacked, but having kind of unsettling phenomenon going on around them, in their homes, and just having a sense of foreboding. My friend Paul Faircloth here on YouTube, Ghostbox Medium, he recently got a message through one of his recordings that was a bit disturbing, and he's taking a step back to reevaluate if he wants to continue doing this kind of work. Not that he's afraid, but just out of protecting his home and his family. If there are bad forces looking to do some kind of harm or harassment. I've been getting more threats and swear words in my sessions than I did for a while. I had a problem with that last summer. I dealt with it, and then things were pretty clear, but it seems a lot of that is starting to creep back in. And I think on the global scale, things feel very dark in the world right now. I'm very sensitive to energy. I'm very sensitive to people's personality, their vibe, if you will. And I feel collectively on the world scene something's not right, like we're walking on very thin ice, and something very major, very bad could happen at any moment. People are really acting out, people are violent, people are dark, people are selfish. And I think that's because in pretty much all spiritual traditions, including Spiritualism and Spiritism, which is the French version of Spiritualism, codified by Allan Kardec in the 1800s. Every tradition talks about a time when the light is going to shine brighter in this world. There's going to be a mass awakening. Things are going to change. But before that light gets brighter, there's going to be a time of upheaval, a time of conflict, a time of when we really have to choose what side of the line we stand on, what voices we're going to listen to. Spiritualism, as well as Spiritism, tells us that before the light shines brighter, there's going to come a time when a great number of high spirits are coming to the earth to help guide us in God's plan, God's light, God's way. But also right next to that, there's going to be an influx of darker spirits who come to influence humanity. And those who are easily influenced by circumstances, emotions, ego, greed, are going to be very easily manipulated by these dark spirits. And it's going to be quite a chaotic time, very possibly. And we're seeing a lot of that happening. People in the spiritual walks of life being attacked spiritually, even verbally and physically. Wars, as Jesus said, the wars, the rumors of wars. There's politicians just saying and doing the craziest things these days, and people just going along with it. People being more violent, more prejudiced, more hateful, more almost like they're running on pure instinct and ego. They're not even thinking anymore about the decisions they're making or the words that they say. So I really feel that influx of dark spirits are certainly here. And we all need to be prepared for that. This is not a time to be spiritually lazy. This is not a time to think that organized religion is going to shield us and protect us, because there's a lot of people in organized religion right now who seem to be following those dark voices. We need to pray, we need to meditate, we need to work on our connection with the divine, with the angels, with those higher spirits. We really need to knuckle down and watch our thoughts and our words and our actions, and try to be better people, and try to listen to the good rather than the bad. So, all of that being said, that's what I want to ask about in this session. I want to call in as much as I possibly can high spirits from the light, angels of light, and just ask about what is going on in the world right now. What is going on with a lot of paranormal researchers, ITC, experimenters? What's going on with people trying to walk the spiritual path, where they're just being so abandoned by friends and family? They have no friends or very few people around them. I can certainly attest to that happening over the years, where so many people that I was surprised when it happened just fell away from my life. They just became different people overnight. So this is a time I think we need to be really spiritually aware, spiritually ready. I think the good spirits are here, and they're here to help us and guide us and comfort us. But on the backside of that, I think those dark and negative spirits are here, and they're influencing a lot of people. The numbers seem to be 50-50 right now, maybe 40-60. A lot of people listening to those dark voices. So don't believe everything you hear. Don't follow the trends. Don't follow what everybody else is saying is the right way, when you know in your heart something seems wrong, something seems amiss. Trust your guidance, trust your intuition. That's the higher spirits speaking to you. That's your angel speaking to you. That's the spirit of the divine speaking to you. Don't follow the crowd. Don't get involved in all this political cultism that's going on either. There's so much of that around the world, and even here in the United States now for a while. And I know there's some people that might not like hearing that in this introduction, but it's true, and we have to step back and ask ourselves, is this really from the light? Or does this seem to be coming from a dark place in man's heart and his ego, driven by these negative dark spirits? So I want to delve into this topic. I want to see if we can get some answers, maybe a little bit of encouragement. So I'll end the intro now. I thank you for listening. I hope you stuck with it, because I think this is important to talk about and to be aware of. So with all that being said, let's get into the session with the Hope Spirit Box app, and see if we can get some high spirits to come through and give us a little bit of insight into things that are happening right now. All right, let's get going. All right, I'm all set up for the session. I have the Hope Spirit Box plugged into the amp. You can see it's pulled up on my other phone. And for this session, I'm asking for only high spirits from the light to draw near. I'm asking for angels of light to draw near. Asking only that high spirits that vibrate with love, light, and peace to enter into this session. Thank you. So I would like to ask, are there any high spirits and angels around me right now? Could you tell me, please, if there are high spirits and angels joining me for this session? Is this the time on planet Earth where there is an influx of good spirits as well as dark spirits coming to the Earth? Are many people on the Earth being influenced by dark spirits right now? Can you tell me, good spirits, how can we protect ourselves against the influence of these dark and negative entities? There also seems to be a lot of negative attacks against people in the paranormal and ITC communities. Could you tell me why that is? You have to excuse me a moment, I have to reset the app. I actually had, before and now during this session, um, some equipment malfunction where both phones were just kind of glitching out for a few minutes. And I never had that happen before. So that's kind of peculiar. All right. So I was asking, there are a lot of people in the paranormal and ITC community that seem to be getting very dark messages, feeling very foreboding presences around them. Could you tell us what is causing that? Just adjusting the volume behind the scenes here. Could you tell me, please, who or what left Paul Faircloth, Ghostbox Medium, here on YouTube? Could you tell me who or what left him the unsettling message he got the other day? Do you know anything about that? He said who or whatever it was felt very powerful when the presence entered the room and came around him. Was this presence really powerful, or was it just giving the appearance of power to perhaps scare him off, silence his voice, or some other reason? One more. Dear spirits, I've been having the feeling lately that something very major, something very big could happen on the earth very soon. The energy, the collective energy of this world seems very unsettling. Could you please elaborate on that and tell me, is this an accurate feeling that I'm feeling? Other people say they're feeling it as well. Is it just us, or is there really something in the air that's heavy, foreboding, and negative? Could you tell us? I mentioned in the intro of this video, which is something that's a bit concerning to me and a lot of people, which is a lot of the very apparent political cultism that seems to be going on. People just following after politicians and political parties. No matter what they do, they support them, and they just seem to grow in division and prejudice and hate and so many bad decisions. I feel like the bad spirits are influencing that movement and what's going on right now with politics, not only here in America, but in the world. Could you tell me if that's true? Will there be a time soon when these negative influences on the earth will start to recede and be overcome by the light? Will that time come soon? And what about myself? I've been getting more curse words, threats, um, spirits saying they're going to feed on me and have me for lunch. Am I currently safe doing this kind of work? Am I well protected by the good spirits? What can paranormal researchers and ITC experimenters do to protect themselves more from these negative forces? What can we do to have more protection during our sessions? And one more question about my friend Paul Faircloth. Is he safe to continue the work he's doing? If he watches this video, I want to ask for him. Will he be safe in the future, him and his family and his home? Will they be safe and well protected doing the work that he does in ITC? I also want to ask before I close out about the entity known as Edward. He used to infiltrate my sessions a lot. He was very threatening, always swearing, always saying his name. It seems there were other spirits following him, praising his name. I noticed that Edward comes through in a lot of people's ITC sessions that I listen to, including my friend Paul Faircloth still gets a lot of Edward, like Edward is in charge. Is all this the same Edward that I was harassed by and others were harassed by last summer? And who and what is Edward? Is he actually a good spirit, although I don't feel that he is? Or is he a bad spirit? Could you tell me who and what is he? And why does he harass and threaten so many people? our angels and guides, meaning me, other people, Paul Faircloth, other ITC and paranormal researchers, are our personal angels and guides strong enough to stave Edward off if he tries to hurt us? Well, I'm about to close this session out, so I would ask the good spirits, do you have any last words or messages for us on this topic of dark spirits coming in waves to the earth right now, how they're influencing people, how they're having and causing things to be in chaos and upheaval in the world? Do you have any last words or messages about this for me, for other ITC researchers and paranormal enthusiasts, just the average person who might be listening, knowing and feeling that something is off in our world right now? Any final thoughts or messages on this? All right, well, I thank any high spirits and angels who may have left a word or a message in this session. I thank all of you for watching from home. I know this session was a little bit long, but this is a subject I feel is important. We needed to delve into a little bit deeper here, and it's probably a subject that I'll be revisiting because it just seems like things in the world are really messy. And I think we need to encourage one another. We need to be there for one another. We need to know that we are supported, helped, and guided by high spirits, spirits from the light, angels. And so, yeah, and until next time, just walk in love, stay in the light, take care of one another, take care of yourself, and just walk in love. I'll see you all in the next video. God bless.